Welcome back. Viewpoint Events is calling on all small, medium enterprises and startups to join an SME engagement to share their views, suggestions and challenges, and of course to get information that will assist to scale businesses. The engagement will be taking place on the 19th of August at the Windhoek Palm Hotel under the theme Consolidating Efforts to Scale Small Businesses and Medium Enterprises. To shed more light on the engagement, I'm now joined by founder of Viewpoint Events, that is Pius Samuel. Pius, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening and thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. What prompted the decision to host, this engagement, and of course talk to us about what outcomes it is that you hope to achieve with this initiative?
Well, for starters, I think it's just fair that we acknowledge that SMEs are having quite numerous struggles, and a lot of those are not to say that they are not solvable. It's largely due to a lack of information and also due to poor networks that they have. Yeah.
And how are you planning to support the SMEs through this engagement?
Well, like you just mentioned in your introduction, firstly it's to share information that they can use to assist them with the challenges that they're having in order to enable them to scale and grow their businesses. So that is essentially our focus is on sharing information and getting access to captains of industries and industry leaders who will be then able to assist them.
So basically you're saying that their biggest challenge is access?
Not necessarily. I think anybody who owns a small or medium enterprise would probably tell you that capital is one of the biggest challenges that they have, but then we have to make use of the little that we have, and we can only do that once we are well informed to properly utilize the limited resources that we have. Yeah.
Other than capital, what other challenges do small and medium enterprises encounter?
Secondary to capital, I think it will be market access. That is also a very challenging thing for SMEs. I'm going to give you an example. There's a friend of mine who recently got awarded a contract to supply some goods, but then because he's been operating on such a very small scale, he can now not meet the demand to supply. Yeah, so hence he now needs supplement from other SMEs.
Needs to outsource.
Yeah. So those are just some of the challenges that we're trying to mitigate.
Are there any specific, areas or sectors you'd like to focus within the SME community for this engagement?
No, we don't. We're not focusing on a certain sector at this point. For as long as you're in business, you own a small or medium enterprise, or even if you just you essentially want to get into business. Yeah, so everybody's welcome. Yeah.
You mentioned, the issue of funding, which is, a challenge for SMEs. But a lot of small businesses also speak about the lack of financial literacy. Is that something that, you'd also touch on? Because having a business is one thing,
yes,
of course, and it's there to make money for you. But if you don't know how to use these resources effectively...
Yeah, exactly. That's a very important point that you're making there. Hence, we've invited the NAMRA colleagues to come because tax issues are very crucial to the growth of any business. And I think we've seen, like I've mentioned in the other interview that we've had, the issue of these people that are doing the order with me business. There's quite, yeah, there's quite some uproar when goods were confiscated at the airport. There are custom issues that are still not so very clear to them. So this is also one of the reasons why we said, okay, no, let us bring these people together under one roof and let us engage instead of just, getting angry when you see Mr. Samuel with his face on a social media post.
So other than NAMRA, who are the other stakeholders that will be supporting this event?
The Ministry of Industrialization and Trade is going to be there, the Namibia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and then SMEs Compete. Those are the 4 institutions that we're going to have at this specific engagement.
Yeah, and of course platforms like these are very important, and it's great to have. But then how do you go back and measure the success?
Well, firstly, we're still in the initial stages. So firstly, we just want to get people comfortable with, firstly with one another as business owners, and then with the institutions to know that you can always knock on the doors of NAMRA, for example, or to go to the industry, to the ministry. You go to the offices of the NCCI, and you've got people who you're directly going to, who you know are going to address your the issues that you're having. Yeah.
And so, you know, for somebody watching this evening who's got a small, medium enterprise, a business, and they're interested in this engagement, how can they be a part of it?
Well, firstly, the tickets are available. They can contact either me or Mr. Forever San Haidoa. He's my partner. We're co-hosting this event together. Alternatively, they can also come to the venue on Saturday, and they can also make their payment at the venue.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And talk to us about, you know, your future plans around this, because a once-off discussion, of course, is not going to do it. So are you planning on having more SME engagements going forward?
Exactly. Like we said, we just this is just the first of many. We're planning to also go to the coast, to the north, and then to the south. But obviously, it's going to depend also on the interest of if there's interest from the entrepreneurs themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to make any sense for us to put all resources together and to host this, and then they don't show up. Yeah, because the information is for them to consume.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, all the best with the engagement, and thank you so much for your time this evening, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me once again.
Well, if you have a small, medium enterprise, a startup, and you'd like to scale your business, this is definitely an event that you would want to attend. It's happening on the 19th of August at the Windhoek Palm Hotel. So if you're interested, make sure you're there. We'll be right back after this.